Okay. Welcome to the session on RPA UiPath Basics conducted by the RPA June. And today's topic is variables. What are the different types of variables that are available in the UiPath? Means basic. What are the commonly used variables in the UiPath, mainly in the projects? Commonly. Okay. What is a variable? A variables are a containers for storing the data values. Okay. What are that? Variables are the containers. It will store the data values. I will tell you one example for that, for the variable. Imagine you went to a musician show. Okay. If you went to a musician show, what will happen there? Musician will be there. The musician will have the hat. Inside hat, what you will keep that? First time, what he will do? He will inside the hat. He will give you the flowers, and next time he will give the one coins and cards. Like this, in the inside the hat, we will get the different things. Okay, and he will entertain us by showing the different things inside the hat. He will entertain us. Like that, how we can correlate with these our variables? You can have that doubt. Like you can think hat is a variable. Okay. Inside that, what we are getting? Sometimes we are getting flowers. Sometimes we are getting coins. Sometimes we will get the cards. And sometimes he will show the rabbit also. Okay. These type of things he will show inside the hat. In this variable, we have the different objects. In the hat, sometimes he will show coins. It will vary every time. The hat will store the different different objects. Okay, like this also, in a variable, we can store the different objects, different text, different numbers, different data. It will store the data. Okay, that we will call it as a variable. Understand it now? Variable will store the data values, different data values. So that varies. Sometimes flowers, sometimes coins, sometimes cards, sometimes rabbits. Like this. Okay, that is what we will call it as a variable. Understand it now? Coming to the different types of variables, the first foremost variable is string variable. Okay. Is the first one string variable. What is string variable? Okay, I'm opening the UiPath Studio. Okay, let's wait for the UiPath Studio to be open. Okay. What is string variable? A string is contains a text. It will store the text, any text value. Either it a mobile number, it is a email address, it is your names, any text values, it will store any text. Okay. Here, after opening the studio, I'm creating the one new process. Okay. Process. To variables. I'm giving the variables. Create. Okay. Let's wait to load the workflow. These are all the different types of variables: string variable, integer, boolean variable, date, time, data table, array. These are the some of the common variables that we will use in daily basis in the UiPath in every project. Okay, the workflow is open. I'm clicking on the open main workflow. Okay, what I am doing here, I'm going to the activities panel. I will drag and drop the input dialog box. You can search here. You can click on activities, search here input dialog box. Okay, here you can got the input dialog. I'm dragging and dropping here like this. Okay, I'm giving the title for my dialog box in double quotes, right? Okay, in double quotes. If you want to give any text in the UiPath, you need to give in the double quotes. Okay. I'm giving the dialog box title and the input dialog label as a enter your full name. Okay. Input type is I'm giving a text box and I will give the one input that need to be stored in one variable. Okay. Click on here. You can use the control K. Okay. You can use the control K shortcut to create the variable. Either you can use, go to the variables panel here, click on the variable panel and create the variable here. I'm creating one variable output. Okay. Variable type is a string type. And here I am entering that value output. This is how we can one way to create variable. Either I will delete this variable. Okay. And I am removing this and clicking on the control K and giving the variable. Here we have the one option set where means set variable. I'm giving the output. Click enter. Once clicking on enter, automatically variable is created. Which type it is created? String type. Okay, this is. Now I want to show the output in one message box. Put. Save. I'm clicking on the debug. After clicking on the debug, it will show the one dialog box. Okay. Enter your full name. I am giving that. Edikondalu. This is my full name. Okay. Okay. Na? It is showing my name. It is stored as a string value. Okay. If I want to enter any Gmail, enter your email. Save. Debug. Giving my email rpazone.in@gmail.com. Okay, it is storing the string value is storing the Gmails also. If I will give any number, you can see either any special character, either any number, either anything. If I will give, okay, it will store that. It is showing the one. It is showing the output. Okay, this is what we call it as a string. It will store any data type. It means text, numbers, special characters. It will store any type of text. Okay, that what we will call it as a string. And the second one, if you go to the second one, it's an integer. What integer will do? Integer will store only numeric values. It will store only numbers. Okay, if you want to see that, here I'm changing the title. Enter your lucky number. Okay, and I am giving here rather than choosing the input label is a type number. I'm giving, and input type will be the I'm giving the multiple choice. Okay, first I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, but it is showing an error that we will store in double quotes. Okay. Okay, that we need to store in double quotes. Okay, what I'm doing, saving, debug. Selecting the number 4. Okay, why it is showing 4? Because the type is a variable type. I am changing type is a string type. Variable type is a string type. Here I am changing it to the integer 32. Int 32. Go to int 32. Save. Debug. It is showing the data. Okay. I'm selecting it as a selected as an integer. Okay. I'm copying this for reference purpose first. Integer. Okay. What I am going to do right now, I am going to give it as a text box and save it. Okay. I'm going to debugging it. Here you can observe, I am giving, rather than typing the number, I am giving my name. Okay, I'm giving my name, clicking on OK. But it will throw an error. What the error is throwing? Aid quantity is not a value for int 32. Okay.
It will accept the integer value.
Yeah, it will accept the only integer value. Okay, integers cannot store the text values. Integer values can store only number. Another one is also I'm giving. I'm just typing it. I'm typing 11.5. Okay. Even it is not storing 11.5, also you may think that 11.5 is a number. Why it is not storing? See, integer will store the only normal number. It will not store the 0.5, 0.3, 0.4. It will store the 1, 4, 5, 10, 6. Normal number only it will show. It will not store the 11.5. 11.5 is a decimal, not an integer number. It's a decimal. If you want to save the decimals, we need to convert that integer into the decimal. Into 32. Hey, wait. I will show you that. Okay. You need to give it in the decimal format. In an integer. Okay. This one. This is about the integer. If you want to see that, we can go for some more example also. If I'm going for the age calculator. Okay, age calculator. And here I am asking them the type age, and that age value we are storing the one variable. Okay, and I'm giving the one assign value here. Search and assign and drag and drop it after all. Okay, and I'm going to save it in the same variable, output only, same variable I'm going to save it. Okay, here I'm giving whatever age we are giving input, where we are saving that in the output only. I'm doing that 2023 minus your input output. Better we can change this variable to the input. Control K, input. Input. Okay, I'm taking the integer type. It should be in the integer. And in the output, I'm saving 2023 minus whatever input we are typing, that is going to be the input variable. Okay, now save it. Table. Typing the age, year of birth, maybe, yeah, we can type the year of birth year, 1996. Okay, the year is 27. Okay, again, you can run it. Typing the year 2000. Okay, it is showing age is 23. Like this, we can store, we can use the integers. Okay, what integer will do? Integer will store the numbers, only numbers. It's a int 32. If you observe that, int 32. If you want to store the decimals, you can go for the int 64. Okay, that I will show you in the upcoming classes. And we can go for the, what is the next variable? Boolean variable. Boolean. See. Boolean variable. What Boolean variable will do? Boolean will store only two things. It's a condition type, true or false. Okay. What type it is? It is a true or false type only. It will store the, it is a true or false. It's a condition. I will show you one example for that. I'm opening the one login page. In the Flipkart. Okay. We are searching this button. This search button is available or not. Okay. We want to see that if it is available, it is true. If it is not available, false. What I'm going to do for this? I am going to go to the activities and use the element exist. Activity name is element exist. Okay. I'm taking a new sequence, clicking on the new sequence. Okay, here I'm going to give the element exist. And I'm clicking on the indicate screen. Okay, if you click on indicate screen, it will show here, it will populate like this. But why it is not populating? Cannot communicate with the browser, click for more information. Why it is showing? The extension is not activated. Okay, I'm clicking on install. Okay. Either I will use the Edge browser because in the Chrome we have so many profiles. I'm going to use the Edge browser. You already solve it. Already, if you go to the manage extensions, there it will show the search for the UiPath. It's already installed. We are enabling the extension and go to the details and click on allow access URL, allow in the right. After us, allow in incognito mode also. Okay. Now, again, we are refreshing it. Indicates the browser. Wait, it is not, it is showing it is not installed. Right. Continue anyway. Okay. Save. Again, we can indicate it. Cannot access the indicates browser. You cannot automate internal browser with the new page or tab. Let's check. Right. We have the extension issue here. Manage extensions. Okay, here we have the errors. Why? Because here in the Chrome we have different profiles. If you observe, if I will Chrome, I have the different profiles here. That is why it is showing some error. We can go for the edge. In the edge, we can check that it is available. Okay, extension is available. Okay, we can go for after opening this one, this pop-up is coming. I am removing it. Okay. Indicate on screen, click on. Now you are able to identify it. Now we are checking this button, search button is available or not. I'm clicking on it. Okay. Here output, I'm giving, click on exist control K. Where we are saving the output? Search button. Okay, I'm clicking on search button. Now I want to show this in the message box. Search button. If you observe, the element exist activity automatically given your variable type. You don't need to change. Automatically it will save into the boolean type one. Okay. Automatically it will save into the boolean type only. Save. I'm running it. Okay, it is available or not. Let's check what it will show the in the output. Okay, it is showing true because button is available. Okay, I'm closing this tab. I'm running. Here, one thing you have to observe. Whenever I will give the activity element exist, if the element will not there, it will wait for 30 seconds. In the interviews also, they will ask you the question, what is the default time for the UiPath activities? 30 seconds is the default time. It will wait for the 30 seconds and check that if element is available or not. Okay, after completion of 30 seconds, it will show the result that is a false. Okay, it's type of boolean type. Okay, here where can I use this boolean type? I'm going to the activity, if activities. Okay, what I want to do here in the if activity, I am giving the search condition. It's a condition. Condition is that what condition we have given? Condition in the if activity, condition will be it's a true or false. Condition we have to give. I'm giving the variable as a search button. What search button will give is as an output here, true or false. If it is true, it will go to the then block. If it is false, it will go to the else block. Okay, what I'm going to give here, going to activities and message box. One message box. I'm dragging and dropping message box here. Okay. I'm giving the one message type is search button is available. Okay. And in false means else statement, I am giving search button is not available. Okay, search button is not available. I'm saving it. Now in the edge, I'm opening the Flipkart again. Okay. Now what I'm doing, click on debug file. Okay, it is going to the true. I'm clicking on OK. What message will be there? Search button is available. Okay. Next, I'm going for the I'm removing this URL, removing it and saving it. Debug. It will wait for the 30 seconds. Wait. Okay. The condition is false. Clicking on OK. Search button is not available. Okay. This is how the boolean will work. Okay. Till now, what we got, string variable, it will store only text, any type of text, special characters, any, or emails, anything it will store. Integer will store only numbers and like this round numbers, and boolean, what the boolean will do, true or false. Until here, you understand it, na? Type in the chat if you understand it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to reiterate, like string will also store integer values as well, right?
Yes, string is also stored into any type of value. String will
Okay.
store.
Sure, thank you.
Okay. Okay. It's a boolean. Now we are going for the next one. Date time. Sometimes in the projects we need to use the date times. Not sometimes, also every project. Okay. Date time. What date time will do? What it will store? Let's see. I am going to click on new sequence. Date time. Create. Okay. Activities. I'm going to the one variable using the assign. I'm giving the variable as a control K, giving the time stamp variable, and here I am giving the now. But after giving this, it is throwing in one error. See, I'm telling in the first classes only. In this class, whenever you are getting any error, try to read that error what it is. If you are not understanding that error, even read 2 or 3 times. At least you will got it, what it is saying. What it is saying, argument BC30152, option strict on this allow input conversion from date to string. The selected value is incompatible with the property type. If you are not knowing about that, what type of data type variable you have to give that particular data, it is throwing an error. UiPath automatically telling you that. You can observe this text. Option strict on this allows implicit conversion from date to string. Date ni string లోకి మనం కన్వర్ట్ చేయలేము అని చెప్పేసి ఇక్కడ ఎర్రర్ చూపిస్తుంది. The selected value is incompatible with this property type. It is incompatible. ఈ టైమ్ స్టాంప్ అనేది ఏ వేరియబుల్ సారీ ఓకే this type of time stamp and which variable it is saved in? String type variable. What type of variable it is saved in? String type. It is saying that we cannot convert the date to the string. For that, what I am doing, I am changing the variable type to the date time. I am going to click on variable type, okay, and browse for types. Here it is not available for me. I am going for the browse types. Browse types. I am searching for the system dot date time. Okay, system dot date time. Okay. Clicking on okay. Let's see. Okay, still it is showing the error. Why it is showing the error? Still, let's see, it is changed it or not. Okay, it is changed it to the date time. I am remove. Either I will remove this. Got it. Why it is showing after removing this? Okay. Now it is okay. There is no error. I want to display the value in the message box. Okay. Timestamp. Save. Done. Okay. You can see now. Date and time is there. Present date and time 7/4/2023. 8:46, 31 seconds. This is how we will get the date time. Okay, in upcoming classes, we can more elaborate with that date and time. Okay, this is one variable type. Then next one, data table. The most important one. Okay, data table. What data table will do? It will store the data, rows and columns. Data table variable represents the type of variable that can store the big pieces of information that act as a database, a simple spreadsheet with rows and columns. Okay, we can see this. I'm going to click on New sequence, data table, create. Here what I am going to do, we can see that I'm going to read one spreadsheet, one Excel sheet. Okay, here I have this sales data. It's a data. It's combination of rows and columns. What are the rows? These are the rows, and it will be column. Okay, I'm going to read this data and going to store it in a data table. Okay, what I can do here, going to the clicking on the activities panel, clicking on type write range activity. Write range here, Excel write range is there, workbook write range will be there. We'll discuss in the upcoming classes. I'm going to take the write range workbook. Okay, I have taken the write range workbook. What to do now? Here you can see that workbook. Here the first one is asking for the workbook path. Text must be quoted, sheet name and data table. Which data table I want to store the data? Okay, now I'm giving the path here. Directly I'm clicking on here, browse file. Either you can, this is one option, you can use the browse file. Either directly you can go for your file, info, copy local path and give it in the notepad. This is the path. Either path. Let's see. Okay, this is the share point. Okay, this is the local path. I'm copying this. As a double quotes I have given, and sheet name is a sheet 1. Sheet 1 and data table. Click on the variable. I'm using the Control K in the keyboard shortcuts and giving the data table name. DT input. DT input. This is a data table type. Clicking on save. Automatically it will create the variable type. Variable type is a data table. Okay. Now we can show in the message box. I want to show the some data. DT input 1 either I want to show the rows. DT input dot rows dot count. Okay, I want to see the number of rows in that data table. Save. Playback. Sorry, it will throw in an error because Excel sheet is opened. Okay, here it is showing what error. The process cannot be access the file because it is being used by the another process. I'm closing it. Excel. Yes. Okay. Now I'm running, stopping it and running it again. Object reference is not set to an instance and object. Wait. Data table object reference is not set to an instance and object. 1 minute. Variable data input. Let's see what is the sheet name we have. Sheet 1. This is the sheet name. Save. Either we will use the browse activity, directly desktop, UiPath files, sales data, open it. The file in use, enter the new name in another program. Wait, I'm closing it. Yes, okay. And open the file. Now we got it. This is the data input as a data output. Add headers I am taking. Save. Let's run it again. Let's see. If something is not defined, object reference is not set to an instance and object. Something is not defined. That is why it is showing like this.
Do we need to give the cell value like A0?
No, yeah. See here in the cell, here we need to give in the double quotes if you want to read the whole data.
Okay.
If did not give the cell value, that is why it is unable to read the empty data. Either I am not going to give the range. Here you can observe, open, cell. Okay. Sorry, another thing here we need to observe. It is a write range workbook, not a read range.
Right. Actually, initially I had the thought, but I was thinking that this is the new thing we are doing.
No, sorry. By mistake, I have taken the write range. Read range we have to take. A read range workbook. Sorry. Okay. What read range will be there? I'm giving copy. Same we can give here. Right. Control C. Okay. Read range, sheet name. Already read range workbook is defined. And here the cell value it is, we are going to give the in double quotes where we need to write A. Okay. And the output data table, what we need to give? DT input. Already we defined it. What we are doing here, we are reading this data and writing this data in the sheet 2. And here in the read range, no, nothing we need to select. Add headers is already there. Right range add headers is already there. And in the message box, we are going to see the count. Save. Okay. And debug the file. Still it is showing object reference is not to instance and object. Right range workbook.
Can we give it as A1 for the specific cell?
Yeah. Correct. We need to give A1. Save. Because we need to give the cell address. Here, if you open it, string cell address A1. Save. Debug. Okay. How many rows are there total? 53. Click on OK. Okay, this is what we call it as data table. Okay, next one we can go for the array type. What array will do? Array variable is a type of variable which enables to store the multiple values of the same type. Okay, how we can do? Go to the new sequences, array type. Here I'm going to the assign activity, going to string the control K student names. Okay, and here I'm going to give that curly brackets in double quotes. I'm going to give the string names. Kondalu. Like this. Sorry. Comma. Again. Chandini. Comma. Savia. In double quotes I'm going to give. Okay. Comma. Giving double quotes. I'm giving the strings. Venkatesh. Okay. Click on. Okay. But it is showing an error. What error is showing? Value of string of array cannot be converted into the string. Okay. I just created the variable. I didn't change it the variable type. Going to the variable type. Here array of T, array of different types of variable. Here I'm going to say it as an array of strings. Okay. Okay, now error was gone. I want to see this data. I'm going to take the for each. For each list of student names. Okay. In message box, I'm going to show you that. Current item. It will show the one by one. Save, debug. First name what we have given. First one it is. Second one Chandani. Third one. Fourth one. This is the array of string. If you go for this and if you can change it to the array of integer, what it will do? Here it is showing error. It will store only numbers, not text type. 1, 10, 50, 30. Here also you can see the error. Value of string of array cannot be converted into integer. Okay. For that, what we are going to do here, you can remove the double quotes. I'm removing all these. Just I'm going to give the two numbers only. 10. Okay. Now it's gone. Why? Because in double quotes, the number, if I give in the double quotes, this number is going to convert it into the string. If you observe, if I am going to the double quotes, even I have given number also. If you are giving in the double quotes means it is going to convert it into the string. In the string values only you are going to give the double quotes. Directly we have given the integer value. Directly we can enter the number 1, 10, 15, 20. Directly we can enter the number. Okay, why? Because we have given is a array of integers. Save, debug. Why it is showing? For each unable to cast object type is system dot integer type to system dot string. And what it is saying that we cannot, it should be in the system dot integer type, not in the string type, because the array type is a integer. But if you go for each, click on for each and go for the properties. Properties. If you go for properties, here, enter, this is showing index value. Wait. What is the data manager properties? See, this is that for each system dot string. It is in the string type, this for each. It should be in the integer type, where we can change it. Let's see.
Variable type we need to change.
Not in the variable type. List of items, item incorrect. We can change in the wait. Before giving the for each, properties. Directly we can give the student names. Student names. Okay. Automatically it is taken a system dot integer. Okay, previously what we did in the for each, previously we created in the strings. Okay, I'm taking the new for each and automatically it changes in the for each. It is automatically detected what type of it is. What type of it is? System dot integer. And I'm going to give you one message box. Okay, current item, save and debug. Okay, we got it now. 1, 10, all this. Okay, these are the, this is a array type. Okay, these are the different data types. Data table, and array. Okay. And overview, what are the different types? First one is the string type we have discussed. The string will be store the text values, number, special characters, anything. Any type of text it will store. The next type is integer. Integer will store only the numbers, rounded numbers, not the 0.5 or the 0.205. Those are integer. It is in the format of int 32. If you want to go for the decimals, you need to go for int 64. And next, boolean type. Boolean type will say the true or false. Right? Okay, boolean type will be save the true or false, date and time. It will save the date and time, current date and time. It's a date time variable, and data table. It will store the data table. That is a rows and combination of rows and columns, either only columns or rows. Okay, like this. Combination of rows and columns. Then array. What array will store? It will store the different multiple values in a single data type. If you are going to use the string data type, it will store the string data type different multiple values. If you go for the integer, it will store the different integer data. This is what about the data types. Okay, do you have any questions? Yes, we have we use the dictionary also, but that's we are going to discuss in the upcoming classes. So how do we know when and which activity used for that any particular path? I did not understand your question, Sravya. How means you are asking for which action, which activity we need to use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir.
That will come by doing practice. Okay. Directly see, you can observe little bit. If you go for little bit logical way, if you want to, in a generic way, we can talk. If you want to go for the write the data in the Excel, you can directly click on write range. It's a normal, see, the best thing in the UiPath, it's in normal layman language only. Normal language,
Okay.
write language. Okay. Automatically you will get, if you use the one time that activity, automatically will get it. Second time, okay, we need to write the data in the Excel, we need to use the write range activity.
Okay, sir.
To go into the loop for each, if you go into the loop for array of activities, we need to go for each. If you get more practice, now you will automatically get it. If you want to check that element is not available or not in the website, then we can use the element exist activity. If you want to show the input dialog box, you can directly type input. If you want to type any custom input dialog box is there, custom input is there, like this. Okay. Practice all the things, whatever we discussed today. Okay. And come up with that tomorrow class. Okay. Everyone, you need to show me that you practice it or not. If you after practicing, you can share your XAML file to our mail. Okay.
Okay.
Any other doubts, anyone?